The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda are two neighboring countries with different security priorities, historical context, and military development. Tensions have risen between the two countries with regards to the many rebel groups that destabilize the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. In today's video, therefore, we are going to compare the militaries of the DRC and Rwanda in terms of military size, the Air Force, the Navy, the Special Forces, and international influence and deployment. Number 5. DRC Congo vs Rwanda Army. The Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, 150,000 active personnel. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is one of the most populous countries in Africa, and because of this, it has a larger military force in terms of personnel. Though it is one of the largest military forces in Africa, the DRC's military suffers from chronic issues, including poor training, corruption, weak logistics, and fragmented command structures. The situation is made worse by the presence of many rebel groups in the country, which weakens its strength. The Rwanda Defense Forces, 35,000 active personnel. On the other hand, Rwanda is one of the smallest countries in Africa in terms of population, and because of this, the Rwanda Defense Forces has a smaller military. Though smaller in number, the Rwanda Defense Forces is far more disciplined, cohesive, well-funded, and more professional, with a strong reputation for operational effectiveness and strong civil-military integration than that of DRC. Rwanda is also one of the most peaceful countries in Africa, though the Rwanda military has been accused of supporting the M23 rebels, which destabilize the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. In conclusion, DRC has a larger military due to its largest population, but faces many challenges and is poorly trained. Rwanda, on the other hand, has a smaller military that is well equipped and better trained. Number 4. The DRC Congo vs Rwanda Air Force. The DRC Congo Air Force, 46 active aircraft. The Air Force of the Democratic Republic of the Congo operates a significantly larger aircraft compared to that of Rwanda, comprising of 14 fixed-wing aircraft and 32 attack helicopters. It also has a larger number of personnel, boasting about 5,000 active Air Force personnel. However, the Air Force of DRC is severely hampered by poor maintenance, lack of training, and internal disorganization. Most of their aircraft are quite old and are not combat ready. The Rwanda Air Force, 21 active aircraft. The Rwandan Air Force, on the other hand, has a smaller number of aircraft compared to that of DRC, comprising about 4 fixed-wing aircraft and 17 attack helicopters. It also has a smaller number of Air Force personnel, comprising about 2,000 active military personnel. Though it has a smaller number of aircraft and personnel, the Rwandan Air Force has a more modern, efficient, and professional Air Force with a clear strategic orientation and operational capability in both domestic and regional missions. Overall, the DRC's Air Force has numerical superiority in terms of personnel and number of aircraft, but it suffers from chronic dysfunction and outdated systems. The Rwandan Air Force, on the other hand, has a smaller personnel and number of aircraft, but stands out for its efficiency, modern standards, and operational effectiveness. Number 3. The DRC Congo vs Rwanda Navy. The DRC Congo Navy, 1,200 personnel. The Democratic Republic of the Congo has a larger water territory with access to Atlantic Ocean through the Congo River, and as a result, the DRC has a larger navy responsible for monitoring and securing the Congo River, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Albert, and Lake Edward. It also has a larger naval presence on the Atlantic coast through the port of Boma. Though it has a larger naval capacity, it suffers from chronic underfunding, outdated Soviet-era equipment, and limited training. The Rwandan Navy, no official navy. Rwanda, on the other hand, hand, is a small landlocked country with no access to the sea, relying entirely on Lake Kivu as its operational base. Rwanda does not have a traditional navy, but instead, members of the Rwanda Defense Forces operate a small maritime unit stationed at Lake Kivu. Although the maritime force is geographically limited, it is generally seen as more professional and effective. In general, Rwanda has a reputation for discipline and efficiency, and this extends even to its maritime forces. Overall, the DRC's navy is larger due to the country's geographical needs, but struggles with chronic resources and mismanagement challenges, while Rwanda has no traditional navy, but has a maritime force that is modest, well-equipped, and mission-focused. Number 2. The DRC Congo vs Rwanda Special Forces. The DRC Congo Special Forces. The Special Forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo are often drawn from the units within the Republican Guard and other selected military divisions. The Special Forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, however, suffers from long-standing issues of poor logistics and inadequate training. The majority of them have been deployed in the eastern region of the country to fight the rebel groups, but their efforts in the region have been hampered by outdated equipment, lack of discipline, and limited coordination with other branches of the military. The Rwanda Special Forces. On the other hand, the Rwandan Special Forces are considered among the most disciplined and professional forces in the region. The Rwandan Special Forces have received extra special training both locally and internationally, including cooperating with countries like the UK, Israel, and the USA. Overall, the Rwandan Special Forces is smaller in number but more compact and highly efficient, but the DRC Special Forces is larger in number but generally less cohesive, poorly trained, and poorly equipped. Number 1. International influence and deployment. The DRC Congo military deployment. The armed forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo are one of the largest on the continent, but have very little international influence and presence. The DRC's military has no ability to project power and influence beyond its borders, as it faces many internal challenges like attack by rebel groups, limited resources, and logistical challenges. As a result, the DRC's military has not been a major contributor to peacekeeping missions, and its international military influence remains minimal. Rwanda military deployment. On the other hand, the Rwandan military have gained a strong reputation for professionalism and discipline, allowing it to project power both internally and internationally. The Rwandan military has played a key part in the United Nations peacekeeping missions, with the military being deployed in the Central African Republic, Mozambique, and South Sudan. The military's intervention, especially in Mozambique, has earned it a praise for its swift and effective operation. In conclusion, despite having a large military, the DRC has very little international influence and deployment due to many challenges it faces at home. The Rwandan forces, on the other hand, have earned a reputation for their role in peacekeeping missions despite their smaller size. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe as I bring you more information on the African continent, people, and culture.